Name drop. Welcome. We'll drop the first name right now.
Alexander James.
AJ McLean.
January 9th, 1978.
Yes, sir.
And you share a birthday with one of my favorite presidents of all time. Do you know this? Do you know who you share your birthday
I do
with?
not know.
Nixon.
Richard Nixon. Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's your favorite. Now a lot makes sense about you.
Yeah, Richard Nixon was my favorite president.
He's a whole,
I share a birthday with Jimmy Carter, October 1st.
Nice.
Yeah.
I share a birthday with Eminem and Evil Knievel.
That's actually...
Wait.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's
We're
even
missing
cooler.
those, yeah.
Well, I actually... So my birthday falls in between... Elvis is the day before, and then Rod Stewart the day after.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on your day, God rested.
Yeah, he was just... Yeah, basically, he's like, well, you know what? I've done enough now.
I gotta say just before, because this is weird for me. Just MTV. It was when we knew that NSYNC was going to be on and the Backstreet Boys were going to be on. For some reason, we always separated you guys. Is it because you guys hate each other?
No,
let's settle this right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It
Keep
was
that
horrible.
going.
Who
Let's keep it
initiated
going.
the hatred between the Backstreet Boys? Because you're the founding member of the Backstreet Boys.
I am.
Maybe it's all on your shoulders.
It is.
And
It's
you're the
always on
founding
my
member of
shoulders.
NSYNC, so it's
That's
on your
what-
shoulders.
And that's why we hated each
That's
other.
why. Yeah, that's basically
Did you
why
really
we
hate each other?
Yeah, we
was a
had
time.
there was
We
a
had some
moment,
beef.
and it was over a girl, which
We
is the
had some
dumbest
beef.
thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
It was
have to hear
it
this.
was so dumb.
Yeah.
Well, we dated the same girl 2 years apart,
Okay.
and that kind of started it. And then people were talking. We weren't talking, but people were talking
And
for
the girl
us.
was talking,
and
and
she
it
was
was
talking,
like,
and it just kind of pitted
stupid.
us against each other. And then literally, I'll never forget. Something clicked between you and I that night. We were doing karaoke and a bunch of shit,
Yeah.
and then literally you and I were just from that point on.
Yeah.
everything
What year was
great.
this? This after?
Oh, this is like
During?
2005.
Yeah, 2005.
maybe?
So it was literally after the boy band era.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times where, and to me, it was always the fans because, a lot of times
You're one or the other.
you'd have to be one or the other.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't like both of the bands. It was like
No,
you had to be a Backstreet fan or you had to be an NSYNC fan. And I will tell you, I just spent an hour accidentally blowing smoke up Richard Mark's ass. But he did drop your name, which was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
He did too. It was with the vape.
Yeah, but
Nice.
but I do have a new appreciation for you guys and your music. Especially becoming, older and you start to listen to things that you never really listened to
Right.
before. Back in the day it was, oh, they got a new record. Okay, we have to have a new record. We have a new record. You don't listen to the other records and everything, but over time and doing all the shows that we've done either together or we did a symphony last week where we did a Backstreet song. It really, like, doing the songs, man, I appreciate you guys. Like, it's really
thank you.
the harmonies and what you guys did. Like, we always wanted to say that we did the harmonies and you guys didn't, but hearing them, you guys do the harmonies, and it was like, it's awesome. So
I think
I mean-
this is a good time for us to kind of settle a few
hug
things.
it out.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe a handshake.
Well, I mean, honestly, boy band handshake. That has to
Yeah.
be like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
point, a point, and then a what up. That's a boy band handshake.
That's a boy band handshake.
Right.
No, so like
That's what we do.
currently on this Legendary Night tour that I'm doing with your bandmate Joey
With Joey.
Fatone, the feeling's mutual because I'm singing NSYNC songs,
Yeah.
he's singing Backstreet songs, and some of them were my favorites that you guys did. Like singing your verse. Now I toss and turn. It's just like, and I say it before I sing it. I'm like, Chris, I hope I do you justice, bro.
Oh, God,
And
are you kidding me?
But it's just really cool to sing y'all's songs that I wish were ours. Just like Joey
We have-
always says the same thing. Like,
yeah,
I wish
and
all I
it's-
have to give was ours.
And I will tell you, that's total truth. Like, there's so many songs that you guys have that I was like, God, that song. This is gonna be funny. I do it in the Pop 2K show. I just started doing it a couple nights ago because for some reason it flashed in my head, and it is probably one top 3 favorite Backstreet songs. And I walk out on stage and I just go, looking back on the things I've done.
Nice.
God, dude.
Shape of my heart.
Wait, dude.
That song,
You guys should do it in sync.
that song is so good. And the crowd, to be where we are now and doing these shows all together and with other bands and now that it's such a modge podge of boy band stuff, that song is so good.
We did a press photo shoot in Nebraska with our with Herd at Media. This is like
And we're doing boy band poses.
We jammed out to Backstreet Boys the whole entire time.
Well, I mean, it's like, you know, I was actually telling my oldest daughter this a couple days ago. I was like, our generation, you knew that you were cool if either Beavis and Butthead made fun of you, or if Weird Al Yankovic or The Simpsons. That was the top three.
Yep.
Now,
Family Guy.
you know, I'm sitting on my couch, and I get a text from my producer who's working on my solo record with me, and he just sends me the post that Kanye did sampling Backstreet's Back. There you go, good one. And I'm just like, what am I seeing right now? And you got Charlie Wilson singing our part.
Yeah.
Because originally Kanye wanted to keep the actual lyrics the same, and like his guys were like, "Dude, you can't say Backstreet's Back because that doesn't make any sense, dude." Like, no. So trying to explain to my daughter like how cool this moment is. Like it's like I'm like
trying to explain to your daughter you're cool.
Yeah,
in the first place.
That's the real.
I don't
that's
think
the
we're
real
ever
challenge.
cool to our kids. Maybe Nash, like
No,
with you.
no,
He doesn't think you're cool?
No, he thinks I'm cool, but not for anything that has to do with the band.
Yeah, no, like when I saw him at the show at the Wiltern, like he was just a little badass.
Little Nash.
His cast.
How's his arm? Is it
he
better?
just got the cast off.
Oh, nice,
Yep,
nice, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even watching you guys, like, I'm not gonna lie. Besides the girl that was deafening me behind me, like it was a decibel I've not heard in I think ever.
Oh right, no, you have.
I mean, maybe I have,
You
but
have.
but we have in-ears in, so we don't hear it like that.
Yeah.
And I was dead center, and two emotions happened. One, I was so stoked for you guys. Like I was actually like kind of fangirling a little bit because Joey played me the song about a week before, and it was one of those moments where I'm like, damn it, I wish this was our song.
Yeah.
Then
Fear.
yeah, damn it, fear me now. then I was just looking around, and I was like, hell yeah, man! Like this is just an incredible moment. Like this is, and I get to see this firsthand.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, and I've caught my oldest because she's a big fan of you guys. So the first time I called her, she was on her iPad and she had her AirPods in, and I could see her lips moving, and I was trying to like decrypt what she's
song
saying.
it was.
And then she started singing out loud, as we all do when we wear headphones. And she's like, bye, bye, bye. And I was like, what are you listening to? What are you doing? She's like, is it okay? I'm like, yes, it's fine. I'm just messing with you.
Isn't it funny though? It's in our DNA. No pun intended.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
No pun intended. Let me give you a drop to DNA.
Yeah.
It's in our DNA though. It's the joke. Like it's like this running thing because I've done it. With Nash has done it. Nash has sat there and he'll start singing a Backstreet song and you come in, hey.
Yeah, you're like,
hey,
what? No.
You know, what are you doing? And then, you know, you just kind of joke and you're like, you know, it is what it is. But it really does, like, you just can't let it go.
No,
you can't let it go. And you can't, and y'all's name fits properly in normal, like, wording if you're going to say, hey, we need to be in sync right now, whatever it is, not in tune.
Yeah,
you say it, and then like, but if I say it, I'm like, oh, I said it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't not say it.
Can I just? I want to address some rumors here too because
9 inches.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, no.
Put your hands up.
I'm bringing it home like a house cat. Dude, we're doing all right.
His dildo is 9
Yes,
inches.
It's not.
And it's pink.
I know Joey told me.
Yeah,
It's pink.
No, was there any rumors? Did you audition for the Backstreet Boys? What was that?
Oh my God!
And this is, we're talking like what 20?
There was a major rumor. So how that all came about was the Lou thing, because
Lou
I
Brahman?
had met rest in peace. I had met
pieces,
Lou.
please, pieces.
I had met Lou through a buddy of mine, Charlie, who was in the band with AJ, and it was at the time it was AJ, Nick, Howie, Charlie, and then Sam.
Yep.
Sam is Sam
Phoenix
Stone, right?
But
it was
you,
Sam.
Howie, and Charles all went to college together.
We went to college
Exactly.
together. So Howie and I knew each other before he was in the Backstreet Boys. So Howie and I we weren't friends. I was like I am, loud and obnoxious, and Howie's like he is, really sweet and quiet. And just was like, I mean, maybe you think a little different, but
no, it's true.
you know, but it was, so he came to choir looking for guys for the band. That's when he got my buddy Charlie, because they were looking for, Lou wanted a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy, and they already had an AJ, so they don't need a Chris.
Yeah.
So Charlie, you know, was in that band, then he ended up quitting and introduced me to Lou and helped me kind of start my band, which is funny because to this day, one of my favorite lines was years later, this guy, Charlie Edwards, I give him a name drop. Charlie Edwards came up to me and he goes, dude, I just started this new band. And it was right after maybe 2001, 2002. And I said, you should quit. They'll be huge.
You're like, yeah, just quit now. Stop now.
But yeah, there was no time where I went and auditioned for the Backstreet Boys. I would have loved to. I mean, even though I was making fun of him, and then I go out and do the same thing
every once in a while.
But but then, was it you and Joe that worked together at Universal?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys had the doo-wop group at Universal, right? Or did you guys do?
I was in the doo-wop. Joey was in the Monster Show.
Joey was in the Monster Show. Yeah, he was Wolfman and all that.
But
Beetlejuice
me, Justin, and JC were in the band.
Right.
And when one guy left, that's when I was like, hey, what about Joey? Because they knew him because he always used to come to the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yep.
And I knew him from Universal.
And then JC, Justin, Brittany, and Christina all lived in my apartment complex.
Yeah.
All the Mouseketeers were put up at Polo South in Kissimmee, Florida.
So when you say y'all grew up together,
I mean, we didn't really
came
grow
up,
up,
but came up
but
together.
like, you know, so like Gosling also was there. Like him and I would play basketball almost every day. Yes.
Ken.
And Ken. I'm just Ken.
Tony Luca.
Yep. But what's funny is this rumor started about Gosling because I had posters of us on our wall because I thought, you know, oh my God, this is going to be big.
You were a fan.
I was a fan of myself. Which
Nothing's changed.
Which then, no, that actually it did kind of go the other way, and now I'm starting to be a fan of myself again. But, but the rumor somehow started that he had auditioned and didn't make the group, which he never auditioned as he was doing the Mickey Mouse Club. And there's this interview with him talking about, he was doing the interview for some movie he did with, it was called Gangster something. Gangster Squad, I think it was.
Okay.
And he's doing this interview, and the journalist says, so I heard that you were friends with the guy AJ from the Backstreet Boys and that you auditioned for the group and you didn't make it. And he's like, well, no, it's not really true, not how that happened. And he's like, yeah, we used to play basketball. And he had posters of them on his wall, and I kept telling him, hey, dude, that's never going to happen. You know, I think the new kids already did that. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
And then Ryan's like, cut to, I was wrong. And, you know, this, that, and the other. And then the journalist says, yeah, aren't they doing shows in, like, Poughkeepsie, Mississippi, whatever? And he's like, whoa, dude, whoa. These guys are doing just fine. Like, he, like, had our back, and I thought it was really cool. I was like, cool. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Well, especially knowing now what we do and how it's a grind. You know,
oh, hell yeah.
Not to say it was handed to us before, because it was a lot of work went into what they did and what we did. But now it's more of a hustle than it was then. Then we had people, you know, saying, okay, do this, work for 18 hours today, and then do this. And then it becomes, now we have to drive our train and keep it going. And I think for the most part, it's been fun to watch because talking about what we were kind of talking about earlier about some of the stuff we've done right after everything, like say 2002, 2003, 2004, nobody wanted anything to do with boy bands. That whole pop
it was just
thing,
over.
We were blackballed.
Yeah.
Like it was like if you saw anybody doing stuff, you guys didn't Kevin leave for a second too, right?
Yeah, Kevin left for 6 years.
Yeah.
We did 2 albums without him and 3 tours because we did the NKOTBSB tour. And then he came back up on stage at Crypto, which was Staples then. I'm just going to call it Staples because I can't call it. I just can't call it that.
Fine.
And like that was the loudest scream I think I'd ever heard at that point. And he made the announcement that night, hey, I'm gonna come back, let's make another record. And that was in 2013. But it is different now. Like, you know, because it was, both of us were well-oiled machines and we didn't really have a lot of control, didn't have a lot of say. The label, we had the same label, same producer, same manager, everything.
It was definitely a machine.
It was And then, you know, like around 2002, we were done. Like we wanted to be done.
It would kind of remind me of that time when you remember the New Kids on the Block. They were so hot, and all of a sudden, boom! It stops. Now grunge is coming in and taking over,
Well,
and then everyone
music goes in cycles. I mean, that's what it was.
You get tired of looking at your shoes. The bubblegum pop era comes in with like Hanson and Spice Girls, and then the boy band era.
But that's what opened the door for us because we shipped overseas for 2 years.
Yep.
You guys were forming, and then you guys started doing shows. We were already doing shows, and then it'll all go back to the Disney special. that we
Oh,
were.
Yeah, this is
we were
this is
asked
a great
to do,
story.
We were asked to do this Disney special. I think
What
it
year
was a
is
Christmas
this?
special. It was probably
97,
97, 98, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And we were just already burnt out. And we were like, it's a pass for us.
Yeah, it wasn't anything though at the time either.
No,
it was
it
just,
wasn't-
Hey, Disney wants
That
to
puts
do a
you guys on the
special.
map.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what kickstarted them.
Yeah.
And that's why AJ hates himself to this
Yeah,
day.
like, damn it.
It really is.
yes.
He
He
said
no
he
NSYNC
said
shit,
stuff.
yeah.
He wouldn't have stopped us.
No, but you know,
That definitely
No, I
helped.
know. You guys are.
but also like, you know, there was no social media back then. So like
Yeah.
it was just the teen magazines and it was the normal like tabloids, whatever. That's where anybody got their information. That's where anybody got facts, which weren't facts. You know, thank God there was no social media for any of us back
Yeah,
then. Oh
no
my
kidding.
God. You and I would have been.
It would have helped, but it also would have crushed us.
It would have been, yeah.
Would have been done.
It would have crashed and burned immediately.
Could you imagine the Twitter battles you and I would have
Oh,
gotten
dude,
into?
you and I would have been.
Who's like out of you guys? You guys hate each other the most, or was it other members
Yeah,
of the
I think
band?
it was
I
just
think
because
it was
of that.
It was just
Yeah.
because of that. But then literally, like you said, everything as we've gotten older has changed. Now he's a dad. I'm a dad. We're married. We have families, or I'm divorced. But you get what I'm saying.
You
Like,
see
you
things
know,
differently.
But yes, and we all now kind of control our own destiny, which is what we all aspired to get to. There's no more machine. There's no more dictatorship. It's like we can look at our tour schedule and go, okay, we're not doing 4 shows in a row. We'll do 3, or we'll do 2 and 2 days off. Let's spend a couple days in this city that we've never been to. Let's, you know what I mean? Like, make it fun. If it's not fun, it's just not fucking worth it.
Was it? Did you have a helicopter mom? It was Denise, right? Is that your mom's name?
My mom,
Yeah.
she kind of helped. She kind of helped. She helped a lot when we didn't have management for a whole year.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we got new management in '99, which was the biggest year for us. That was the Millennium album. You know?
Yeah.
Back then, your sophomore album was your biggest
Yeah.
record, and y'all's was Pop. Was your
No,
sophomore?
no
right?
strings.
Oh, no, that's right.
Well, Black and Blue, they gave you that big jumbo jet.
Well, Black and Blue, well, you know, we're in the photo shoot, shooting the album cover, and we didn't have an album title yet. And we literally felt like we were just beaten
up.
to shit from
Yeah.
the label and everybody.
Yeah.
So we came up with the name Black and Blue. That's why that's
And it's
called
stuck.
that. And that's why everything about that album is dark, like emo, goth. All of it, we're all in black.
Yeah.
Like it's not. You come from Millennium, where we look at like a bunch of orderlies, to demonic shit. So, because we were just done, we were tapped out.
Let's get back to Denise. Who put you in? Were you wanting to dance? Because you've been dancing since you were like 4.
I've been dancing. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be a singer.
You were a dancer.
Yeah. My whole dream was to be backup dancer for Janet or Michael. That's
kidding.
what I wanted to do. That was my life. But I sang because I did musical theater. So it just it was in me, but it wasn't what I wanted to do for a living. And I wanted to be an actor, which I still do.
Yeah.
But like, you know as well as I do, this job, you kind of get to do all of that. You're acting in videos, you know, you're singing, you're dancing, you're performing on stage. It's live.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up loving musical theater. I've not done Broadway yet. Just got asked for the first time. Both Joey and I both got asked to be the same character in And Juliet.
We all have.
And I'm like,
We've all been asked to do
and
that
I'm like,
character.
damn it, I
We're
can't
all
do
busy.
it. I know. So, but at least it's happening.
Yeah.
It's starting to, right? So I'm getting excited about it. But yeah, it was like, you know, that was never what I really wanted to do. But now I get to kind of have the best of all of it. And, you know, it's...
How did you link up with Joey? I know you guys all been friends for quite some time. Plus-
Well, Joey and I kind of reconnected doing the cons, essentially,
Yeah.
is how him and I reconnected.
Actually, it was because of Dead 7.
Well, yeah, true. Actually,
okay,
Dead
that's another
7
good
is
one
what
right there.
really...
Yeah, that's
that's
what
what
really
kicked it
kickstarted
off.
everything.
Let's name drop everyone that was in Dead 7.
Eric Estrada,
Jeff Timmons,
Jeff Timmons,
Joey, me,
Joey, Howie, Nick, me, you, Deborah Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Art
John
from-
Cicada.
Art- John
Cicada.
Cicada was. That's right.
Yep.
Art from Eve 6.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's her face's daughter? Olivia Newton-John's daughter. And then, oh my gosh, what was the girl from? She was
Hold
on
up.
Bravo. Carrie
Yeah, Carrie
Keegan.
Yeah, Carrie Keegan.
Keegan. Yeah. I think that's everybody.
But yeah, that was Nick's kind of
That was
thing,
Nick's
right?
little brainchild.
Nick's little thing. And I'll tell you what, that
was so much fun.
That Well, yeah, except for the fact of being in Butte, Montana.
Yeah, well, there's not a whole lot going on.
We had not, but it is funny though that we were all up there and we're staying in like these rinky hotels,
Like a Best Western, bro.
and then going out and filming this stuff, and especially with how much resurgence there's been, in the whole boy band in that era, that people were like, man, we're accepting of it again, and like we said, it's cyclical, the way it comes back. But I kind of want to go back a little bit because Dead Seven did create a lot. That's when we started doing cons. That was the first time that they were like, it'd be great to have AJ, and it was because of Dead Seven. It was like, oh, they were in Dead Seven. Yeah. We'll use that as the excuse.
We did like the horror cons and all those types.
And then it just became, forget Dead Seven. It's about having AJ and Joey or whoever at the con.
Now it's this '90s con culture, this pop culture, pop cons that have happened now, because a lot of the horror cons are done now. And you still have like Dragon Con, which is basically all of the like Harry Potter fans and like Game of Thrones fans.
They're fun to go to, just grueling.
Dude, I'm a nerd. I'm a big Funko collector.
Yeah.
I love comic books.
And the people you rub elbows with there are amazing.
It's pretty cool. Like,
it's a reunion though, right? Of sorts.
I mean,
like
it
see
is
them.
too, like,
but you get to run. You meet like Peter Weller, and you meet like or
freaking what's his Doc? Freaking
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher,
Christopher Lloyd.
And then also like what's his name? Kane Hodder, who was the original Jason Voorhees for like the first 4 or 5 films. He's the one behind the mask. I mean,
who have you hung out with at a con that you were just like, oh my god, this is like surreal?
Ron Perlman was a pretty fun guy he's an interesting guy, but a fun guy to hang out with.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I mean,
Beauty and the Beast.
All those guys. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast, USA Network back in the day.
Yeah.
Like all the Sons of Anarchy guys were dope. Like a bunch of those guys are sober, so like we had something to connect with, and it's just amazing stories.
Dude,
to
20
like
years.
share.
Man.
Huh?
20 years. 20 years.
Nice.
No, I mean to you.
Oh, I wish it was 20 years sober.
No, I thought it was.
I have almost 3 years.
Oh, is it almost 3 years?
Almost 3. I was like 20 years sober. Good for you.
No, not me. Shit.
Yeah, you're like 20 drunk now. 20. I'm currently inebriated.
Scotch Irish, man.
How about was there anybody that you saw or you met at a con and you were like, wow, I didn't realize this guy was cool, or
So there's a couple I didn't get to meet that I was really bummed out. Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Nick got him to sign like a Jaws poster.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool.
Billy D. Williams, I didn't get to meet.
Colt
but
45?
I wanted to. I did get to meet. Oh my gosh, what's his name? He's the voice of Optimus Prime. He has been for years. Cullum is his last name, I think. Cullum.
Oh, Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen, yes.
Yeah.
I did also get to meet. Like I'm a true Marvel guy, but DC I love on TV. They've done a great job with their shows, and I love The Flash. Meeting Grant Gustin was pretty awesome. He was such a sweetheart, and he's like, dude, I'm a fan. I mean, he's like, you're a legend. I'm like, I don't like that word. Please don't use that word. But thank you so much. You're so kind. But yeah, man, it's you've done them. You know how much fun they are.
What? Who surprised you that was like that you saw and you're like, oh my god, and they come over and they go, oh my god, like.
Probably. I'm gonna free. I can't remember his name now, but he's Boba Fett. He's from New Zealand.
Okay.
That actor. He was like that, and then also Grant Gustin was like that. Oh my gosh, I think her name is Ming-Na Wen. She was the voice of Mulan. She was also on The Mandalorian.
Tamara Morrison?
Yeah, him. That's
okay.
Yes, yeah. And I've become friends with also. Oh my gosh, I'm like now you're asking me. I can't think of their names.
Yeah, now that we're asking you to name
I'm
drop,
like,
you're
oh
like,
my God.
I'm so bad.
Name your children.
She was Bo-Katan on The Mandalorian. I did her podcast as well. She is awesome, and she's a big, huge fan of both of our groups.
Now, how many times, kind of going down that same road, how many times are you sit back and if you're, like you said, The Simpsons or things like that, Weird Al, when they make fun of you? Because, for me and you guys, there are little excerpts here. In fact, it was so funny just the other day on this run of this tour. I was sitting in the hotel room and I don't know the movie. I didn't end up watching the movie that far through. But it was, the production company was called Millennium Production or something. As soon as that came on, I was like, oh, Backstreet had an album called Millennia. And I thought it was weird that I just kind of related you just to the word. And then suddenly in the beginning of the movie, this girl's walking through and she's playing a Backstreet song. Like a Backstreet song comes on. And I was like, that is weird because I just saw Millennium and was thinking about you guys. Then the song comes on. This is the end.
Yeah.
You know, you guys doing that stuff and This Is the End, where it's like, it blew me away because it's not my band, but I feel like we're such brothers and so like, you know, we've gone through all the same stuff that when you see stuff like that, you know, I'm kind of going, I know those guys.
You're like rooting for the other guy.
You root for him. But what have you guys been on or something that you were like, oh man, this is so cool that we're making a cameo? Or
I had known Seth prior to that, and our manager reached out.
Talking about
I reached out, Seth Rogen.
Okay.
And he's from Canada. You know, we have a massive following in Canada. Also, Jay Baruchel, who was in the film as well, didn't need to be taught the choreography to Backstreet's Back. He knew it already.
Right.
I was like, all right, cool.
Right.
But like, I went to, back when the ArcLight was still here, theater in Hollywood, they had a 21 and up room. So you could bring alcohol in there, you could drink. So I went with my ex and a couple of friends. Empty theater except for 5 dudes plastered in like the second row. And I know that the scene is coming and I'm like sinking in my chair. I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And we come on and these dudes stand up and they just start singing. And I'm like, yeah, that's me, guys. That's me. That's me. They were oblivious. But I was like, yeah, you know, like I rose back up and felt proud.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's been like just random, like you said, like just something random on TV. Like there's been random movies lately, whether it's a trailer or it's in the movie. Like there was a movie with, it was Damon Wayans' son. And
he's fantastic.
And Jack Johnson, is that his name? The actor from New Girl, Jake Johnson.
Oh man, women of a certain age, where are you?
Yeah,
Jake Johnson, who plays Nick Miller on my new favorite show, which is New Girl. The opening scene is him and his buddy singing karaoke, and they're singing "I Want It That Way." But like nobody tells me these things, so like I'm just watching random movies at home at night. I'm like, oh shit!
Even though you signed off on it somewhere,
well,
and
somebody did, but I didn't.
Right.
Yeah. Well, just like with Kanye, like everybody asked me, like, did you guys sign off on that? I'm like, no, we didn't write it. So no, that was Max.
You know, there was a surreal moment that I was on the phone with Chris, and I have a place in Colorado in Greenwood Village, right by Fielder's Green,
Wait,
where
who
you guys
were you
performed.
on the phone with?
You. Oh, Chris Kirkpatrick.
Me.
Just had to ding myself.
I've been dung.
And
You've
Chris
been
Kirkpatrick is on the phone with Brian McFayden. Come on, man.
Go ahead.
Come on, AJ. Thanks, buddy. Okay. But I had this like this moment where I was like, holy shit, it's coming back, and it's coming back huge. It's getting to that point where, you know, we're kind of done with everything, but everyone's wanting this whole, not even just the boy band, but that era of music. Yeah. And you know, we call her a woman of a certain age because she's in her, you know, early 40s, but they've got money. They want to go out and have a good time. And going to the, you know, the Pop 2000 tour and seeing you guys perform, but I walked by.
Well, you guys have done it firsthand. Like you were in Vegas,
well, Vegas, where you really got to see where our fans are now.
I'm at Fiddler's Green walk. I do my old man walks in the morning, and I see like 4 freaking tour buses, and it was y'all. They're like, you can't walk down here, and I go, why? There's like the Backstreet Boys. I'm like, I know these guys. Let me just keep walking.
They're like,
no, they didn't. They're like, other side of the street.
No, but it is like you said. Vegas really kind of started this new perception of what our fans are. Although Vegas, there was some young girls in this crowd. I mean, it's Vegas. It's not really always family oriented. Not that our show is perverse, because it's not. It's a family show, but we would from night to night see up to 4 generations of fans. But it's ladies' night. They pregame. They don't eat. They keep drinking. Can't tell you how many girls I saw get escorted out after projectile vomiting. It's just like
You say girls. These are
women.
Grown
They're women. Grown women in their 40s that are
have
just
daughters
like
the age that used to watch you guys.
And that now are raising their kids on both bands. And it's just the coolest thing in the world.
Is it weird when you guys look outside? Look, and you're on stage quite a bit, and when you look out into these crowds and you see these women, do you see teenagers or do you see grown women? Because when I've been out on stage with you a few times,
I see grown women acting like teenagers.
That's what I see.
That's what you see.
That's exactly what I see.
Well, do you know the most ironic thing that I see and that I think is back in the day, in the late 90s, early 2000s with the bands, you would have parents coming up with their kids and the kids are freaking out. And the parents are looking at you like, hey, my kid is a huge fan. I'd do anything for my kid. They're here. We see the same thing now. But now it's the parents freaking out, and the kids going, "I really don't know."
Why, Mom, you're embarrassing me. Please don't.
Mom, you're embarrassing
but
me.
But when you think of any era,
me.
especially at that time, especially when you get to the boy band era, it's always NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, and your songs are so memorable. Damn.
Yeah,
But that's Max Martin. That's what that is. I mean, that's. And that's I mean, honestly,
go back to Sweden.
One of, if not one of the greatest writer producers, I think, of all time. I mean, you've got
the way he's changed music and really made it what it is.
Oh yeah, I mean, you've got the Quincy Jones, and like the David Fosters, these guys, which are still incredible, but
baby faces.
But you got Max is just his dynamic from like us to Celine Dion
Kesha
to everybody. If you listen, like I don't listen to radio anymore. I haven't in years. I listen to whatever's on my phone, like whatever I want to listen to, or I'll listen to podcasts, or I'll listen to stream Spotify.
Yes.
I love Spotify.
But I don't
Spotify.
listen to radio anymore. But what's interesting is I guarantee if I were, every hour, let's say there's 30 songs played, I bet you 20 of those Max had his hands in. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Whether it's him hands on it or it's his team, the Wolfpack or Shellback or any of these guys that work under him. Yeah.
Which is funny.
He's got some cheddar.
It's funny starting where we all did it, Sharon Studios in Sweden under Dennis Pop.
Yep. Dennis, Rami, all of them.
Did you guys go through the same? Was it literally the same? I mean,
it was
Lou,
the exact same pipeline.
Yeah.
Like there was no difference.
Yeah.
Lou, then it was Johnny, it was Jive.
When you knew that Chris formed NSYNC and you guys were a couple years ahead and you were already getting established, were you guys like, fuck these guys?
No, but it was a little frustrating because
he tried to pit you guys against each other.
Well, he totally did.
The press did, and then obviously management. I think also like Johnny's mentality, which I do believe he had the best interest, was him taking you guys on was to keep you out of our way and us out of your way. But some of my boys may not have looked at it that way or vice versa, and that's just how it goes. But it was the same pipeline. The frustrating part for me was, we had to go through hell and back. Not to say you guys didn't, but you guys got to learn from our mistakes a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Hold on a second.
Hold
on a second. Slow the boat down.
Now, was Lou 1/6 as well with you guys?
Yes.
Or no? He was.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, time out. Okay, wait a second. This is getting good, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens. We're going to stop now? Ooh, okay. We're going to have to wait and see what this all means. Next week on Name Drop, we're going to be back for part 2 of our interview with the Backstreet Boys' AJ McLean and get to the bottom of this next time on Name Drop.